Today I thought I would do something a bit different. I got this idea from Emma Blackery, who has done a few videos on her top 20 favourite songs from a number of different artists. I am much more into music than I am films and TV shows. Like, I cannot sit and binge watch stuff for the life of me, but I can sit and binge listen to like music all day, every day. And I just thought that I would maybe share with you some of my top 10 favourite songs from some of my all-time favourite artists. I don't know how long or rambly these videos are going to be, so please just bear with, but there's actually like birds making weird noises outside. Stop. So I decided that for the first video I would do one of my favourite bands ever, Green Day. I love Green Day with all my heart. I'm going to link a Spotify playlist down below. Every time I do these videos I'm going to make a Spotify playlist with all of the songs that I mentioned. So number 10 is a bit of an obscure one, Pop Rocks and Coke. Now this song was on their greatest hits album, which was called International Super Hits, and I believe it was released in 2001, so it's all of their greatest hits before the American Idiot album. On that album there are two new at the time songs, Maria and Pop Rocks and Coke, and I love Pop Rocks and Coke. When it comes to choosing a favourite song, it can either go, I really like a song because of the beat and the rhythm, and you know, like, if it, you know, just, I don't know, if it's got a catchy beat and a catchy rhythm, that tends to be what drives me to really like a song, at least on first listen. Other songs I like more for nostalgic reasons. They may like remind me of a certain time. I know some people have base their favourite songs on lyrics. Sometimes I can, sometimes that may have an impact, especially if I can relate. For the most part, it's the rhythm and the beat that determines as to whether or not I like a song. Yes, Pop Rocks and Coke. That's one of the songs that when I first heard, I really just liked for like the rhythm of it and the beat of it. Like, I'm gonna have to play it. I'm gonna have to like cut it out, but I feel like I need to play it so I can get the vibe.
I just don't want to listen to it. Be there, I go anywhere, so I see you there.
I don't know, it's just a good little jam, I think. Number 9 is a song that I feel like most people know, When I Come Around. The reason I put this song in my top 10, and it was between this one and Basket Case, was when I first started listening to Green Day. Now I was a bit late to the Green Day game. Like, I didn't start listening to them until like 2010, so that's only 7 years ago. But when I started listening to Green Day, and obviously I was making my way through all their like music videos, and I really liked When I Come Around and Basket Case. And for me, both of those songs takes me back to that first discovering of them. Like, I can just remember being like, I'd sit with my laptop in my bed at night and just like watch all the Green Day music videos, and I would like listen to these new songs on repeat. And you know how you get that feeling when you discover a band and you start listening to a band or an artist for the first time, and you discover their music videos and you're watching their music videos and listening to their songs for the very first time, and you can never get that like moment back. It's like you kind of want to listen to the song for the first time all over again. When I Come Around kind of has that vibe to it. Number 8 is Waiting, which is on an album that I feel is so underrated. Okay, warning, which was the album they released before American Idiot. It's such a great album, but yet it's so underrated. But anyway, Waiting. This song I've always liked. I've always really liked this song. It's always kind of been up there with some of my favourites. But I don't think it was in my top 10. And it's only recently moved up to the top 10 because when I went to see them back in February in Leeds and they played this song and I cried. I mean, it is just a really good little jam in general. I really like it. I always have, but the lyrics now just take me back to seeing Green Day and being a little emotional wreck. Because I was literally an emotional wreck that whole night. Number 7 is one of Green Day's most recent songs, Forever Now. On first listening to the Revolution Radio album, it didn't really jump out at me too much. And again, it wasn't until I saw them live that my love for this song really came through. It reminds me, now this may seem crazy, but it reminds me a little bit of Jesus of Suburbia in the fact that it's fairly long. I think it's let me see. It's 6 minutes 52 seconds. So it's coming on to 7 minutes. So not quite as long as Jesus of Suburbia, but it's getting there. And it kind of has those sections, you know, like Jesus of Suburbia has all the different sections. A section that's really upbeat and fast and yeah, and then it kind of slows down a little bit. It's a number of different songs all in one song, which Green Day always do so well. It's not only with Jesus of Suburbia, it's Homecoming, Dirty Rotten Bastards as well. When you get those songs that are over 5 minutes and that have different sections, it makes me think of Green Day. After Uno, Dos and Tres, I feel as if Green Day fans needed an album that was we've still got it in a way. I feel like it missed an edge that all other Green Day albums have had. And I feel like Revolution Radio brought it back, and I feel like Forever Now was one of the key songs that really, for me anyway, were kind of yeah, this is Green Day.
Billy and I'm freaking out. Dead for a while and I can't really figure it out. I sit alone with my thoughts and prayers.
Number 6, Minority, which was also on the Warning album. Minority is such a jam. If you are someone who does not like Minority, tell me, because I feel as if there's nobody out there that could hate this song. The beat is so catchy. I don't know. I actually really like the music video. I think the Minority music video is probably one of my favourite Green Day music videos. I feel as if I had heard Minority before I started listening to Green Day properly, because I remember when I listened to it for the first time, or what I thought was the first time, it did sound a bit familiar. It's just a jam. It's just a jam.
I don't need your authority. Down with the moral majority, 'cause I wanna be the minority.
Number 5 is another one that's a little bit obscure, I feel. This one isn't on any of their studio albums. It's actually on the soundtrack for the American Idiot musical, and that is When It's Time. I hadn't forgotten about this song, but I just didn't really listen to it for ages, for years actually. And when I was putting this list together yesterday, I remembered it, and I was like, this used to be one of my favourite Green Day songs. Why don't I listen to it anymore? And so I went on and I listened to it, and I started crying, and I was like, bitch, this is probably why I don't freaking listen to it anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna share this little story. I started listening to Green Day because One of my friends at the time would always send me links to Green Day songs when we would talk on MSN. Who remembers MSN? I miss MSN. I started to really like this guy. So obviously I would be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to whatever you're sending me. He sent me When It's Time, and I think that was like one of the first Green Day songs he sent me, and I loved it. And from then on, I just kind of associated that song with him. And like, I liked this guy for years, literally like probably just over 3 years maybe, which is the longest time that I've ever fancied someone. When I listened to it yesterday, the little heartbroken, like, because I knew he didn't feel the same way. The heartbroken high school me just kind of came out yesterday. I was like sobbing. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about these emotions. But it is just such a beautiful song.
No. I can't even like sing it because I will start crying. Cause the first day you came into my life, the time ticks around. Nope.
Number 4. Who just missed out on the top 3? Jesus of Suburbia. This song is just iconic. It's just an iconic song, isn't it? Out of the 2 9-minute songs on American Idiot, always prefer Jesus of Suburbia to Homecoming. I don't know all the words to Homecoming, I will admit, but I know every single word to Jesus of Suburbia. I could sing it for days. I have Green Day Rock Band, and I once got 100% on Jesus of Suburbia. It may have been on easy, but let me tell you, even on easy, trying to keep up 10 out of 10 performance for 9 minutes is a difficult task. I've tried to get 100% again and I failed. So like, that is literally like one of my proudest achievements. When I went to see them, they played it, like all of it. Like when I saw it was on the set list, I was like, oh my god, are they gonna maybe cut it down? Because it's like not a 9-minute song. I was like, I don't know if they'd play the full 9 minutes. They did, and I was like, I was living. I was like, this is, like, I started crying. This is one of the songs I started crying at. I was like, I can't just. Jesus of Suburbia is one of those songs that I know, if no matter what I'm feeling, I can go to it. I can just put my earphones in and close my eyes, and for 9 minutes I can be taken away to amazingness. It's one of those songs that kind of makes me feel a little bit safe, because it's such a long song and I know every single lyric, I know every single beat, because it's so familiar. It just makes me feel like safe. That sounds lame. Now we're on to the serious business. Top 3. Number 3 is 21 Guns. This has been one of my favourite Green Day songs since forever. Bitch, it can make me cry. I was so sad that they did not play this when I saw them. I knew that if they did play it, I would cry, and I think I cried enough that night, so maybe it's a good thing they didn't play it. Some of the lyrics just get to me. You know how sometimes you can take a song and twist it a little bit to make it fit your situation or a situation in your life? Like, I've done that with 21 Guns quite a few times. It's a masterpiece.
Do you know what's worth fighting for when it's not worth dying for? Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself suffocating?
Number 2. Who just missed out on the top spot? Well, to tell you the truth, this song actually was in the top spot up until last year. What's Her Name? I feel like What's Her Name, even though it's on American Idiot, which is obviously Green Day's most iconic album and one of the best albums ever written, but What's Her Name's one of the more kind of lesser known, bit more not as talked about songs from that album. And I feel like we should talk about it more because it's so fucking great. I relate a bit to the lyrics, kind of. I don't know. I did that thing where I kind of twisted it to make it fit a situation at one point, and now I just associate the song with that situation, and so I kind of hold it a bit close to my heart now. I don't know. I don't know why I like it so much. because there are some absolute bangers on American Idiot. There are some absolute tunes, some great iconic songs. But yet, What's Her Name for me always comes out #1 on that album.
But I ran into you down on the street. I don't know why my head's like pure giant as I'm singing. To only be a dream.
So, before we get to #1, before we get to my all-time favourite Green Day song, I'm going to go through a few honourable mentions because, you know, there are some other really great Green Day songs out there. First honourable mention is The Saints Are Coming, which is a song that they did with U2. Walking Contradiction, which I believe is on Insomniac. Viva La Gloria from 21st Century Breakdown album. From Nimrod, there are 2 songs, Hitchin' a Ride and Scattered. And the last honourable mention is Holiday, which I'm sure you all know. Okay, and #1, my favourite Green Day song, Still Breathing. Now, this song not only just sounds nice, but the lyrics, I feel like so many people can relate to Still Breathing, including myself. When I listen to it, it makes me think of eating problems that I had and how, you know, it was a really hard time in my life and how I managed to, like, get out of it. And I'm still breathing! Yeah, the lyrics just hold a lot of meaning to me. I think out of all the Green Day songs, Still Breathing is the one that just, the lyrics hold the most meaning in there for me. Not only Green Day's best song, but I think it's just one of the best songs ever in general. That's my top 10 favourite Green Day songs, with a few honourable mentions. If you want to listen to any of these songs or all of them, feel free to check out the Spotify playlist that I made. It should be public. I've had trouble with making Spotify playlists public before. The settings has said that it is public, but it's actually not. So hopefully it's public. If not, you're just going to have to manually search for these songs. I've tried to make it easy to have it all condensed in one playlist. Feel free to let me know what your favourite Green Day songs are. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm now going to go and listen to Green Day because I'm in such a Green Day mood now.